fuck yeah. Perfect.
Good.
Perfect.
Hi, everybody.
Of course. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the
What's the
Cosatomicast.
timestamp on this? That start date, so you
It's
know.
like
that
I hit the marker.
Oh,
I hit the
okay,
marker,
cool.
So we're fine. Is there? I didn't know what that was. I kept hearing.
Yeah.
Does anyone want the rest of this coffee? Dude,
I do,
can't
please.
drink it. Can't drink that. It's good. It's good. It's good shit.
Well,
You
tried
go.
to get a
Just
coffee.
ripping the Panera lemonade.
I tried to get a
No,
coffee
it's
before I
not
left.
lemonade. It's just coffee.
No,
Yeah.
no,
The
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 Carter
coffee shop
lemonade.
had already closed.
That
Dude.
honestly, that's so fucking dumb that they got rid of the charged lemonade, because there's no shot that a fucking large charged lemonade has any more caffeine than that fucking coffee right there. That coffee has 350 milligrams of caffeine, dude. There's no fucking way.
Rookie
charged
numbers,
lemonade
get
has
them
more.
up.
What's up?
I said rookie numbers, dude. Get them up.
I didn't realize honestly that coffee had that much fucking caffeine until like a couple days ago.
One
I was
cup.
Like, what?
1 cup is 100 milligrams.
That's
But
8 ounces.
how often is somebody drinking one? This is like 2 cups.
That's like
Probably
20
two-
ounces right there.
Yeah, this is 2.
How many did you say was in coffee
100 milligrams per
per
cup.
8 ounces.
per day? Now, okay, so 390 milligrams for the
Oh,
Panera.
For fucking 20 That's fucked.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so crazy. That's why I just gave it to you, because it's too much, bro.
I
It's
live
too
on
fucking
coffee.
much.
The
I drink
Celsius-
I'm
way
assuming
too
that.
much
I mean,
coffee.
I'm not sure. Like, we'd have to like look into it and like do some
Fuck.
research on it. I'm sure people that did end up dying from it had an aversion to caffeine or had heart problems or palpitations in the
Yeah.
first place, some pre-existing condition. But still, the entire news cycle of murder lemonade was incredibly funny to me.
Was it that actually? I wasn't even following that when it
lemonade.
happened. Was it like
Yeah.
that was the whole fucking like,
Yeah, that was the whole thing. It was
funny.
lemonade that was killing people with caffeine, which is very.
Dude, I wonder how much was in those charged lemonades for a 30-ounce fucking cup.
yeah.
Figure it out
I
right
mean,
now.
fuck, dude, 350
400
milligrams is a
milligrams.
ridiculous amount of caffeine.
Yeah.
dude. Like,
I think it said, yeah, 390 milligrams for whatever the
Holy piss,
the, like
dude.
a large like 30.
Yeah,
so
whatever the
less
regular
than
cup,
coffee.
though.
What the fuck,
Dude,
I'm not
pussies. Bro.
I was for a while, or not for a while, but like there were maybe like 2 or 3 times where I bought the fucking WWE sponsored C4 flavors that had 300 heavy air quotes milligrams of caffeine in it. Felt nothing.
Really?
Yeah, felt nothing. And like not Celsius, C4 has that fucking shit in it that makes you itchy, right?
God, I hate niacin. I think it is.
Yeah, and like
Oh, is
the
that shit
regular
that's in
one,
my,
the
like,
regular
pre-workout?
ones you feel that, but like
I hate
I
that.
swear to God, dude, the fucking C4 WWE fucking flavors that have again supposedly 300 milligrams caffeine, it's got to be fucking horseshit, dude. Like I don't feel anything. Nothing. No more awake and no itchiness.
Yeah.
It's a fucking
I wonder how much-
it's
yeah.
a scam, dude.
There's probably like an asterisk next to it that says like per how many ounces or whatever.
No, dude, it says the whole can
I
is
feel
300
like
milligrams.
There's maybe it just doesn't have B12 in it or some shit. Because that.
Oh no, it does.
Huh. Because
It's a fucking scam, dude.
I've noticed in the past couple days. I was just talking to Leaf about this earlier. I feel like I'm in B12 fucking withdrawal because I'm so used to drinking Celsius and shit like that. That like now that I switch to coffee, I'm getting the caffeine, but like I don't know.
Dude, you got me to switch to Celsius, and
It's way
you've
better.
abandoned me.
I know. I don't know. I might have to switch back because like, and then just like drink coffee whenever like I get off of fucking work, so I'm not sitting there up at fucking 12 o'clock at night.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I was curious because I was looking at how much caffeine was in the old Four Loko, like the classic one,
Oh,
and there's
bro.
156 milligrams in that,
Oh, that's
which
not
is
that
the
bad.
equivalent
That's
of
a
2 Red
decent
Bulls.
amount.
But that's the thing. If you look at the 390 in the charged lemonade, that's basically 5 Red Bulls right there in a charged lemonade.
That's ridiculous, and it's not like coffee where it kind of tastes bad and like
Yeah, you gotta sip it. You can just drink.
yeah.
But the concept of the old Four Locos too was also really funny because it basically was like 4 beers and 2 Red Bulls mixed into one,
See, that's fucking
Dude.
sick,
and that was
bro.
also killing people.
Remember talking about Mike's Hard Crimeade?
What? I remember, but what was it?
I
What
don't
was that?
remember, but it was something Mason made up. it was like Should I just call him right now and ask him what it was?
Yeah,
dude?
get him on the horn.
Yeah, all right.
I don't remember what the hell was in Mike's Hard Crime. I remember the Rosenberg testing facility.
That was just everything.
Just get on the horn and talk about this shit. Dude.
Dude,
We're
I hope
going
he
to,
picks up right now, man.
we're going into
I feel like urine was involved.
We're phoning a friend right now.
we're going into Cosatomic prehistory right now with Mason.
Yeah.
What do you want?
This is so important. I swear to God. So we're ripping the Cosatomic podcast right now, and the subject of Mike's Hard Crime Aid came up. What was in it? What was the recipe?
Give me a sec. I'm gonna look in my notes.
I'm so glad you wrote it down, dude.
It was important.
Very important.
No way.
And then
dude.
Ken also mentioned the Rosenberg testing facility.
Oh God.
Mason, you drank that, right?
We all drink that.
Did we all drink that?
We all drink it.
God, it's so funny, dude.
Mason,
Yes, I am here.
did you
Are still
you guys
looking for it?
drink the Rosenberg?
At some point, yes.
This is
Confirmed.
For those uninformed, the Rosenberg testing facility. Oh wait, hold on.
I found it.
All right, what do we got?
Everclear and 5-hour energy.
And that's it?
Bro, that's fucked up.
You said you could do what but fast?
Commit crimes.
Oh, that's right. That's the slogan.
Fast cry.
Oh.
And then, what was the Rosenberg testing facility? It has to come from the horse's mouth here.
That was
It was just
It was everything.
yeah,
All the liquids
that was
in the kitchen.
that was mine. That was
Yeah,
that was my
all
drink.
liquid.
It's
Oh,
every liquid in the kitchen you put into a cup and then you drink it.
Yeah.
And it's not just liquor and like
Like beans.
it's
beans.
milk, bean
Beans,
juice,
eggs. I think we
soy
put
sauce.
eggs in it.
Yeah, one time we put
Water.
eggs in it. Yeah.
Egg whites.
All right,
Damn.
Mason.
Milk.
Thank you for your contributions. We'll speak soon. No, you fucking worries, man. All right, we'll see you later. See ya.
Classic.
I love the name Mike's Hard Crime Aid, but we should have just called that Five Loco.
yeah, honestly, yeah. Mike's Hard Crime is a better name, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bro, that is
Two crimes but fast.
because like
Yeah, dude.
the amount of 5-hour energy that you have to put in there to offset the fucking Everclear
It's in the Everclear.
is it has to be a ridiculous fucking amount of 5-hour energy to where you literally die of heart
How
attack.
much, dude?
No, you
how
just
much
drop in
caffeine
some
is in a
Neo,
shot?
too.
Just do a shot of
5-hour
Everclear
energy?
Yeah.
and then a shot of 5-hour energy.
5-HE.
Yeah, you just mix them together.
Let me look. Hold on.
It's got to be
Hold
like
on.
2 ounces or 3 ounces. It's got to be the same as just a
Because it's
regular.
We gotta
B12
rip-
and shit is in that, you know.
Yeah.
It has a bunch of vitamins.
We gotta rip actual Mike's Hard Crime Aid on the cast.
157 milligrams. So
Yeah,
in
it's
the
ridiculous.
shot?
So, yeah.
Holy
so
fuck!
that's 2 Red Bulls.
Oh my
Because
god,
that's,
dude!
That's exactly how much was in the Four Loco.
Right. And to make a drink of Mike's Hard Crime Aid, you need at least 2 of those.
Yeah, you need 2. And then the shot of Everclear, which
Yeah.
is already
and
like
even
4
a shot of
3 shots
Everclear
in
in that
one.
mixture is like, you're fucking going to taste the Everclear.
yeah.
That's ridiculous, dude.
Just add some like Mio or something.
Mayo.
Mio.
Oh,
Yeah,
some
mayo.
I thought you said mayo.
You know about the smoker's cough shot?
No.
It's a Jägermeister and mayonnaise.
Man.
Dude,
God
when we get the
damn.
camera set up, we're gonna have to live taste test some of
Yeah.
these. They're-
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm
gonna-
saying.
We should do
gonna
that
have
for a St. Patrick's Day special.
That'd be
Mike's
fucking
Hard Crime Aid on
Mike's Hard Crime Aid,
Cosatomicast.
smoker's
My-
cough.
Whenever I go out drinking with my boss, he always mixes fire and ice shots.
What is that?
It's Rumplements and Fireball.
Oh,
Ew.
And they're
Bro.
fucking really good, but oh, buddy.
No way.
He like
dude.
gives me one. I'm like, okay, this is.
Because
Yeah, 'cause-
Rumplemans is pretty high ABV.
Yeah, I
right?
think it's like
Yeah.
60% or something.
Jesus.
50
Yeah,
or
it's-
60.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
100 proof.
And then,
will.
but Fireball's like 20. So
Right, right.
it
but
offsets.
like the burn of the Rumplements with the burn of the Fireball. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it just
wow,
sounds
this
like
is.
fucking heartburn.
Yeah, for real.
Dude,
They're really good though, and then you get up and you're wow, okay.
Yeah, you gotta like
Fuckeroonied.
you can't really mix
It's just gross.
Drinks with that.
Dude, I'll never forget after our first show in Phoenix when Mason brought Rumplemints and you guys all just flamed the fuck out of him for bringing Rumplemints.
Well, like then
I like Rumplemints.
what's
I also
so
like Rumplemints.
frustrating about Rumplemints is that it's really good.
In a way, yeah.
I love it. It's great.
not- yeah,
but,
it's
but
like
it,
minty.
It just
Yeah.
it just fucking sends you straight.
It's a
Yeah.
night
Yeah,
ender.
it's a
It's
night
so
ender.
high,
Yeah.
you know, in alcohol
Yeah.
content. You drink it. And it's
Anytime
just
somebody's
boom.
bought me a
Fucking
Rumpleman
done.
shot, it's
Yeah.
usually like towards the end of the night. It's like 1 a.m. at the bar.
Yeah,
And
and then it's like and then you're at the point where you're like, fuck, I shouldn't have
Yeah.
taken that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I went out drinking with my coworkers, and my one coworker, fucking, it was like his fourth shot was a rumple shot, and the second it touched his mouth, he started throwing up back into the shot as he was like, and then just into his hand. It was so fucking funny.
Vile.
Once again, Mason on fucking New Year's 2023, dude. Remember that fucking Uber ride back here?
Oh wait, wait, no.
Yeah, dude. He fucking. We were at, where were we at? Cheers, right?
Was I there for that?
Yeah, you were there for that. We were all there for that.
Oh,
And Mason,
yeah.
you guys got a shot of Rumplemints. Mason was fine
He
before
was
the Rumplemints.
phased out.
And then
yeah.
you guys got the Rumplemints. He went to the bathroom, threw up, and he looked like he was like very, very ill.
Yeah.
Like
His body was in a fucking superposition.
he
dude.
looked like he had the suds when he came back from throwing up, dude. And then me and Jeff took him home, and my fucking stupid ass for some reason didn't even think about it and made him sit in the middle, and he was fucking
yeah,
the whole
entire
way home.
Was that
The
an
Uber driver
too?
was pissed.
Yeah, that Uber driver, she was going the speed limit like
Oh, I
her
remember
fucking
this now.
life depended on
I
it,
remember
dog.
this now. She
And
was
so
like
that was the longest ride home from Peoria in my life.
It was like a. It
Oh
was
my
like a,
god.
It was like a hot foreign chick too. I think.
She was not.
thought it was
hot
an
to
old
me.
lady.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought.
No, it wasn't an old lady, but yeah, like Mason kept gagging, and like we had the doggy bags, and she was like, I'm not gonna do an impression, but she kept asking like, should I pull over? And we were like, no, you're good, you're good.
She was like, "Oi, mate, you want a doggy bag in it?
Yeah.
one of those vomity milk sacks."
Yeah, right, yeah.
That was the foreign.
That's
She
the
was British.
that's the yeah. You're
Yeah.
doing great.
All right, we
Um,
should talk about this album maybe.
Yeah.
I just before we do that, I wanted to bring up the story of me doing that Malort shot up in Flagstaff.
Oh my god.
Have you ever had Malort? Oh, we gotta get Malort for the St. Patrick's Day special.
Dude, you tell your POV, I'll tell mine.
It's the worst thing you've ever tasted. It tastes. It's just straight bitter. It's just
Excellent.
straight. It's disgusting.
Dude, I still okay. I gotta fucking throw one quick story in now. I still remember the first time you had Malort at the Reverb. I was tearing down my shit, and I hear you from across the bar go, "No!" You were like, "That is boat fuel."
Well, it's because, and I don't know if people are trying to fuck with you with Malort, but like there was that phase where everybody was drinking it, and they were like, "No, this is
Right.
the best stuff ever."
2021 was crazy.
And I tasted it, and I was like, "This is dog shit." No.
at the company party, me and my buddy bought my boss a shot of Malort. We were like, hey, we should fuck with this guy and get him a shot of Malort. And so he bought it, and I took it over to him, and he fucking stared at me. Well, like, so I brought it up to him, and I said, hey, I got you a shot of Malort. Or I didn't say it was
Right.
Malort. I was like, I just said, hey, I got you a shot. You know, cheers. You know, thanks for being an awesome boss. And he looked at me, and he fucking like knew right away. He fucking smelt it, and he fucking looked at me with the most deadpan poker face. And he's like 6'3". He's really tall, so he's like almost like a head taller than me, and he just stares down at me. He goes, Jesse, is this Malort? And he says, and I go, no, why would it be Malort? And he says, are you fucking with me right now? Did you get me a shot of Malort? And he is staring into my soul, just the whole head tall, just staring at me. And I'm, no, it's not Malort. And then he turns around and puts his hands on the bar, and he takes a deep breath. I'm like, hey, are you all right there, big dog? And he says, oh, I'm just preparing myself to take a shot of Malort. And he fucking took it like a champ.
That's like
Straight face and everything.
That's like the equivalent. I got my friend Catherine for her 21st birthday. I went out with her, and I got her a cement mixer, and she was not happy with me after because she was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, it's good. Try
it is actually good, but like if you're not expecting it, dude, that is the worst fucking possible shot. Dude.
And like looking back on it, she was not the kind of person to like do that to.
Yeah.
Now I feel so bad, but
yeah, like I never tried a cement mixer for the longest time because the way you guys described it, I was like, that's disgusting. And then when I actually tried it. When I actually tried it, it was like, oh shit, this is good. You just have to
horrible.
You have to be prepared for the fucking
to chew it down.
Yeah, for like
it's lime juice and Baileys, and the lime juice curdles the Baileys, so you have to like chew it down.
Yeah.
We're definitely doing a St. Patrick's Day.
It's honestly
special now.
good. It doesn't taste bad. The texture is like puke. Though. It's like vomit. It's like
oh shit.
No,
Yeah.
but I went with Jake and Jeff to a show in Flagstaff. I think like right after we moved here. Like this was relatively soon after we moved
like
here.
March or April 2022.
And
it's to see Winter Haven.
Yeah, and there was this punk band, like classic punk rock band that played first, and they were fucking killer. And after they got off, I started talking to the singer, and I was hyping him up, and he was like super thankful for it. And I was like, I'm gonna fuck with this guy. So I was like, oh, come on, let's go to the bar. I'll get you a shot. And I was like 2 beers
Yeah, you weren't
deep.
drunk.
I was not drunk. I went to the bar, and I ordered 2 shots of Malort. And we got the shots, and I was like, good show, man. Like, cheers. We took it, and I immediately threw up, and I threw up all over this dude. And then the bouncer, I was just staring at it, and I was like, oh my fucking God. And the bouncer came over, and he was like, you got to go. And I was like, yeah, I know. I wasn't trying to argue with him on it. I was like, I know I have to go.
Yeah.
And it was all over my shirt, so I took my shirt off. And for the rest of the show that Jake and Jeff were in there, I was just sitting out on the curb with my shirt off.
Oh yeah. All right. Let me tell my side of the story now. So I go with Kent and Punk Rock Joe up to the bar and yeah, I know what's coming. I mean, not the throw up, but like I was just there to watch this guy's reaction to taking a shot of Malort. And then they cheers, and then Kent fucking throws it down the hatch, and I'm like just looking away, and then I feel like a wet drop on my face.
Oh, nice.
And I look over and I see Kent like doubled over, and I immediately knew it was happening, and I walked away. And like, I felt like a dick later, but like I fucking hate watching people throw up because it makes me want to throw up, and like I'm just immediately in autopilot trying to go find Jeff, and like the whole way I was walking to him, I was like and like just like trying to hold it together, and I didn't think they were gonna kick Kent out. I just didn't even think about it. So I went to find Jeff, and I was like, dude, Kent threw up. And Jeff was like, nice. And like we're sitting there watching the show, and like halfway through the next band set, I'm like, where the fuck is Kent? Like I feel like he would have been back by now, or he would have like texted or something. And so I like go looking for him. I look up at the bar, I look over at like the little arcade they had, I look in the bathroom, and then I was like, what the fuck, where's Kent? And then I'm like, all right, well, guess I gotta go talk to the bouncer. And I'm like, hey, have you seen a guy like, yay tall, dark hair, wearing a banana shirt? And he's like,
covered in vomit.
No, I didn't even say that, but he was like, yeah, I kicked him out. And like at that moment I looked over and I saw you sitting in front of the venue, just like shirt off, just talking to people and laughing. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? And I go out there and it's cold, and I'm like, are you good? And you told me what happened. And then I had to go on the hunt for your jacket because we could not find your fucking jacket.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the guy Kent threw up on ended up being so cool, and he was like, that was so punk rock, dude. And he came to our show the month after that.
Yeah,
awesome.
that was, what was that band? It's something Spider.
I can't remember. I
Spider,
did.
something about spiders.
But I saw him at the next show, and I'm so bad with faces. I am horrible with like recognizing people. This happens at work all the time. Like regulars will come in, and like if I see them for the second or third time, I'm like just treating them like anybody else, and they're like, oh, like it's good seeing you again. And I'm like, yeah, man, you too. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
So at the Yucca show, when he was there, he was like, hey man, I'm like, hey, what's up? And he was like, you threw up all over me? And I was like, oh
Is that really what he said? He was like, "You."
It was something like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
That shit's so funny.
That's fucking awesome.
All right,
Anyway, this album,
Timewave 0.
amazing album.
It was good.
Yeah.
Incredible.
What did you think about this album, Kat?
I liked it a lot. It was chill. It was very like,
Yeah.
oh god, yeah. It was just a really good ambient piece, and I think it flowed really well. And I really liked the motifs that they kept bringing back for each of the
movements.
The movements. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. And it was just such like really cool attention to detail, and like how kind of withheld it is,
right.
and very patient.
Yeah, totally.
And I enjoyed it. I'm not really super great at talking about like ambient stuff. I like a lot of ambient and like noise stuff, but I never know how to describe it. I'm just kind of like, oh, I really like it, and that's why I kind of wish I would have listened to it more. Because if you were to ask me my favorite part or my favorite movement, I wouldn't be able to tell you right now.
Yeah, that's not really the point of the whole thing.
Right, but there definitely are on other albums like this that I've listened to. The more that I listen to it, the more that I'm like, oh, wait for this part coming up right here. And then it just, to anybody, it just sounds like the same shit it's been doing for the past half an hour. But
my favorite part is when I think it's the fourth movement.
He's finding it.
It's just all literally scrolling. It's just all the same. But I think that the first movement, like the Ia first movement, like this basically the second half. Yeah. I like a little bit better, but you have to listen to the first half so it builds up.
That's the
to
thing.
that.
I liked Ia more than Io.
Right, but without Io, the Ia part wouldn't hit as hard.
Yeah.
You know, the atmosphere wouldn't be there to like expand upon. Mm-hmm. But like my favorite part is definitely it's probably second movement.
I know that Io is a moon of Jupiter. Is Ia a moon of something?
Probably, honestly. Okay, so yeah, third movement is definitely Ia. Third movement, like at the kind of towards the end, is probably my favorite when the acoustic fucking riff kicks in. Yeah, this.
Is that the part in 7?
This part.
Oh yeah.
Such a fucking sick riff, dude. And it's like so like this band is crazy because like I listen to this shit and it's like, oh, that's exactly what I'd write.
Really?
Like this kind of
I
riff,
love that. Yeah, the acoustic right here is really fucking.
Yeah, this kind of riff especially is like, oh, dude, I feel like I've written this riff before.
Yeah.
And at some point.
It's so dramatic. I like it.
Yeah.
I think it was at some point in Io there's the riff that goes like doop doot 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 doot.
Yeah.
Like that. It's in like 7/4.
Right.
And it's fucking. I really fucking love how that riff is set on top of the rest of the track.
Totally, dude.
And it's
And it is kind of hard to talk about this shit, but like I don't know. I can kind of I guess what did you think about it, Leaf? I know you liked it.
I loved it. I love this fucking album. It makes me feel like whatever. I just turn it on and like in the background if I'm doing anything in my room, and then like I have blackout curtains and like my LED lights, so it just literally feels like I'm on like a little spaceship in my hole, just fucking doing my captain's deck shit.
Yeah, straight up. I feel like I'm fucking like floating through space, looking out of the fucking cockpit at the fucking galaxy.
Yeah, like I feel like my room's just literally its own little asteroid just shooting through space in that moment. It's fucking
you could just
awesome.
do like an edit of like 2001 scenes.
Exactly.
To this.
That brings me to the point,
yeah.
dude. It literally, and I said this on the last cast. This fucking album, dude, makes me feel like the apes at the beginning of fucking 2001, looking at the monolith, dude.
The first time we talked about this, after I listened to it, that's exactly what you said to me.
Yeah, dude. It's like it's so fucking like transcendental and like monolithic and like it's almost in a way it's like kind of scary to listen to it. Like it brings this ominous kind of bubbling up, but at the same time it's chill.
Yeah.
And it's like that dichotomy is so fucking cool, and they did it so well to where like it's chill, but at the same time it's like like it almost feels like it's gonna go somewhere dark, but it almost never does.
Yeah.
You know?
Very suspenseful.
It'd be cool if this band did like a movie soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
For like some sort of like indie film.
I think they probably would. They've talked about doing.
Have they? Yeah.
That kind
it would
of
be
thing.
good.
Dude, this whole album for me conjures up like, you know, what it feels like to be like on a road trip, like a really long road trip, like at night by yourself, and you're like really, you feel really fucking isolated.
Yeah.
And because like I'm sure we've all been on like a few road trips where it's felt like that, but you know, I've been on a fuck ton of really long drives, and like this album reminds me of when I drove through New Mexico at night on my way to Omaha for my mom's 50th birthday party, and then I watched the sunrise like right before I hit the Colorado border, and it was like I felt just super fucking like isolated and just like alone with my thoughts, and like this is what that album reminds me of.
Yeah, it's almost like it kind of describes a feeling of isolation, but at the same time wonder of like the universe and like how
definitely.
complex and like you know, like incredible and awe-inspiring just looking at whatever's in front of you.
And just the emptiness and the darkness, but also
it's like the dichotomy of like the isolation that you kind of feel as a human, you know, spitting on a rock in space, but at the same time it gives you the vibe that there is a purpose to it at the same time, and there's something, you know, that ties it all together. And I don't know, that to me it's like it's almost like a depressing kind of isolating feeling, but at the same time it feels like like an awestruck kind of wonder at the same time, like those two things at once. That makes sense.
That's what's interesting about like just ambient work in general, is it's free from any sort of interpretation inherently, and see where you find the feeling of like wonderment and anticipation for what's out there. I felt kind of the opposite of just existential, not necessarily dread, but kind of apathy towards existence, and just kind of
that's
like
your entire
you're waiting
life.
possibly, but it's that sense of kind of like waiting towards death through the sea of nothingness.
Yeah,
but not necessarily in a negative or a pessimistic way, just in a kind of matter-of-fact way.
Yeah, and
just
kind of like an objective way.
The scale of the universe, and understanding how kind of insignificant you are when you're floating around Jupiter, you know, by yourself.
Totally.
What did you think about this album, Jerry?
Oh, it was cool. It wasn't really my cup of tea, personally. I mean, I felt like it could be, and you guys did a really good job of already saying like more of like it'd be cool to hear in a movie soundtrack, which would be cool. The songs are really long. I mean, like the movements were really. I felt they could have gotten the same point across in half the time.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of the point of creating space.
I mean, sure, yeah. It just wasn't really for me.
And that's why I was thinking about this too while listening to it, because I've listened to like a decent amount of like Brian Eno as well.
Right.
And
they're really inspired by Brian Eno.
I really
stuff.
enjoy it, but I can. It's that same kind of like. I would equate it to like a lot of like maybe like David Lynch's work in film, and the perceived pretension behind it. People that aren't into this sort of thing listen to it and feel that way, that it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
That what you're doing is, it's like you're not necessarily creating music, you're just creating this kind of the space, and you're treating it like it's this bigger, grandiose thing than it actually is. And I understand that viewpoint, but at the end of the day, I think it just is what it is. It's a beast on its own.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
I think you have to look at it within that context of it's not a regular piece of music.
Right.
It's more of an atmosphere to be experienced than a piece of music to be like focused on. You know, it's almost like this is something better suited to be a soundtrack to whatever you're doing in your life. Almost.
Yeah.
It's something to
For a
rather
road
than
trip
yeah,
or for, you know, a hike or something like that. You know, it's a good thing to kind of put on in the background to like complement, you know, whatever you kind of have going on.
That's exactly when I listened to it.
Yeah.
I got off of work super late, and I just took the long way home. I took the fucking around the bout instead of the through the bout, and it was just super dark out, and it was just me on the interstate, and there was the lights fucking boom 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 boom, you know, and that's when I listened to it. It was a great experience for sure.
Yeah, I understand for
Yeah.
some people where it could be a little bit more condensed.
Right.
But I like it. I think it's absolutely perfect.
It's a great piece of art, beautiful piece of art. Yeah.
I wanted to say real quick too. If I had to have a critique for this album, it would be that it is like one of those things that you need to experience in full. You can't listen to one song off of it because they all go into each other.
Right.
And so, you know, it's not good for, you know, if you have a playlist and you throw it on shuffle or something. Like, you have to listen to the whole album in order to get it, you know?
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
But even that's kind of what I was thinking. It's there's not necessarily anything to get. It's a style of music that is free from interpretation and free
open-ended,
from
for sure.
meaning. And I feel a lot of people do view art in any medium in that way of oh, what am I supposed to get out of this? What are they trying to communicate to me? And that's what's really cool about abstraction in art is if it is free of pretension when you're creating it, it's something that you're not supposed to get. You're not supposed to find meaning in it. You're supposed to simply let it happen to you.
Right.
Right, totally.
100%.
And just feel the vibes of it. Just
For sure.
and understand, and it sounds cheesy, but like feel it in your soul rather
Yeah.
than trying to deconstruct it and think about what, you know, it means in the grand scale of things. It's just something
Right.
to let happen to you.
Yeah, 100%.
And-
Fucking great way to describe it.
Yeah.
Very good way to describe it.
Thanks. And I was about to say something else. Fuck. I don't know.
All right, Jeff, what's your final out of 10 score?
10, 11. It's 132, dude. This is one of my favorite albums I've ever listened to, probably.
Yeah?
I'm like, and I think it's just more so because like, I'm very much into the like ambience and atmosphere.
Yeah.
So you can play one fucking riff and expand upon that shit, and I'll eat that up fucking 8 days a week, dude. Like I'm really into atmosphere, and like I have such a long attention span for this kind of shit that if this was twice as long, I would like it more. Like, so, like it's just I don't know the coolest part about this, and kind of I don't know if I've told all you guys this, but this album is one take. This entire thing is 4 dudes sitting in a room, fucking completely surrounded in synths, looking at each other for cues because this shit isn't on a grid.
Yeah.
You know, there's no real
Wild.
meter to it.
Yeah.
So they're literally sitting in a room, looking at each other for cues, and there's meter within, and there's different things going on at the same time, and counterpoints and shit like that, and they're all literally sitting there doing it live. So that adds a lot to the amount of atmosphere and kind of the vibe and the uniformity that everything has, I think.
Right.
There's the certain amount of like there's some amount of like vibe that you get whenever you have a band recording in a room all together. and like this definitely for sure fucking captures that. And there's also a live performance of this that is
Holy fuck.
exactly the same.
That'd be fucking dope.
Yeah,
To see.
and they're like, and you can see them like they're like because again, there's no click, and literally they're sitting on stage like vibing with it, so the other dudes like know the meter. Like they're literally sitting there like being very obvious about the pulse that they're feeling.
Do you know what they use for it?
No
Any-
fucking clue, dude.
Because
I would love to know.
It sounds like they're using some sort of like kind of Moog style
There's
sequencer and like classic kind of like patch synthesizer.
Yes.
Which does, I feel like it would create a modular kind of tempo
Right.
when you use it. So I wonder if they set the pace with one of those. With
well,
the riffs,
they're using
and then-
like sequencers and shit like that. So
Okay.
like to a certain extent, that's why it's probably so hard to fucking pull off, because like
Yeah.
there's parts that are off grid, and then there's parts where the sequencer is fucking underneath of it, and then the counterpoint, whatever's on top of it, isn't really following.
right.
So yeah, I mean
They would
it's
have to just kind of
crazy,
use
dude.
body language too.
Yeah, and that's why like you see them
Communicate.
in the live performance, they're literally like staring each other down,
Fuck yeah.
like fucking nodding their head very obviously. Like you can tell like it's all fucking like based on communication and shit. And
so sick.
the live performance is basically the same length too.
Yeah.
And then after that they finish the album, and then they go seamlessly into like fucking like I think it's like 20 minutes of like pure improvisation with all the same shit. And
Nice.
it's so fucking sick, dude. But like to your point of like what they're using and shit, they can't really go out and tour this album because the gear and shit that they're using is like it. They were talking about that live performance, and they were like it literally took fucking 4 hours to set up,
Yeah.
like on stage, and get the sound check right and all the fucking so like they can't. A lot of the shit that they're using is like everything is analog, and it's all like there's modern synths in there, but a lot of the main ones, as far as I understand, are like modular synths, so they're fucking big giant pieces of fucking gear that you can't really tour with.
Yeah.
Right.
But they want to start doing shit at like planetariums.
That'd be dope.
And because they understand the fact of like, oh, it's kind of like it needs a little bit more, especially in the context of a live performance, to like keep the listener and the audience member like engaged and shit.
Yeah.
And they wanted to do that live performance at a fucking planetarium, but they couldn't lock one down that was like a big enough amount of people because it was like during COVID and shit.
Right.
But fuck, dude, that would be so fat at a planetarium, dude.
Dude.
Oh my
Fuck yeah.
god,
There's some
bro.
crazy shit to see in the sphere if everyone that was in the sphere was literally just
Yeah.
dead fucking
You'd be
silent.
so
and
fat,
it was
bro.
pitch black in there.
But
a
instead, they're just
planetarium-
fucking playing YouTube night after
Yeah.
night because
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
fuck you.
A planetarium is basically kind of like the sphere in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Same
Have you
shit.
guys ever been to a planetarium before?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I went to when I was, I don't even know how old, single digits. I went to the UNO planetarium on a field trip. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, dude.
It's fucking dope.
This shit's so fat, bro. I fucking wish. I hope to God I will drive across the country for a show like that if they do
Oh,
it at
yeah.
a fucking planetarium. That should be so fat.
All right, Jerry, what's your final out of 10 score?
I mean, I would say it's not my personal 10, but I mean
Right,
it's a 10. I mean,
Okay, but like,
just because it's not something that I would listen to.
but by
doesn't-
your own personal standards, based on what you do like, what you do listen to, what you do normally go towards, like,
I don't know. I don't really. I can't rate it.
I
It's
want
not-
you to
it's
shit
not
on this
something-
album, Jerry.
This is why.
I don't have anything to shit on.
I
It's
want
just-
you to give me a headline right now.
It's I can't shit on it. It's just something.
Yeah, you have
Jesse,
to have
just
a,
start.
It's not.
You
it's,
should the entire time we're talking about it, you should just start snoring.
It's not that it's.
There's no words.
Well, no, it's just,
Nobody's
it's not that I can't understand it. I mean, everything that you guys already have said, it's exactly how I felt listening to this album.
Right.
It's just not something that I would personally listen to, and so I can't give it a bad rating. You know?
Would you listen to it again?
I don't. I mean, if we were on a road trip, and I wasn't on aux, I would listen to it.
No, not
but
you.
If we were on a road trip,
Jesse, throw me a bone here, man.
I'm not gonna
Would
shit
you,
on the album. I
we
don't.
need
I don't
controversy.
think.
you by yourself
we need
listen to this again, man?
headlines.
I don't think it's. I don't think there's anything to shit on.
I'm not okay. I'm not asking you to shit on it now. I'm asking you if you by yourself.
It's a 0. It sucks. Fucking next album. Okay.
Oh
let's
my
go.
god.
No, it's just I
Kent,
I
what do
don't
you think?
know.
I
What's
don't know.
your
This is
rating?
not for me.
This is okay. This is especially why I hate giving fucking number ratings to music specifically, because it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to?
It's a
give
10.
it?
It's just,
I would say like in my own personal taste of stuff, like
Like
probably
to,
about a
like,
9.
compared to like other ambient stuff that you're kind of into,
It's definitely better than a lot of shit that I've heard.
That's why and
Like-
I think as far as ambient stuff goes, like you get in. There's so much out there. You get into like the Tangerine Dream stuff, like Zeit,
Yeah.
and this is similar, but it's more. This kind of ambient record is so much more digestible and understandable to a regular listener that's not super into ambient stuff, because it builds upon itself. It's very harmonic.
Yeah.
It's not dissonant, really. In ways it is, as far as atmosphere, but like as far as the actual note choice and shit, it's very like it has a uniformity and it has a harmony to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like if for a guy like you that's not into ambient stuff, if you were then to go and listen to Zeit by fucking Tangerine Dream, you'd be like, all right, dude, this is way better because like, it's not so fucking like suffocating.
Yeah.
Like an album like Zeit, dude, is fucking hard to listen to. Like that gets a point of pretension where it's literally just for the sake of
And that's the thing with
being
like
ominous.
just a lot of
It
like
insists upon
noise and ambient in general is there's a lot that you can tell that there's been like a lot of like care put into it,
Right.
Like something like this, and it has such a clear vision. But since it is so abstract, I feel like there's also a lot of other stuff out there that it's so easy to just kind of throw random shit together and be like, no, it's
Right.
art.
Yeah,
It's art,
A lot
and it's
of
a fine line.
ambient-
It's a fine line. It's a really fine line. But I can tell that there was a lot of love put into this, and it's so clean, and it's crafted so expertly that it's like, yeah, it's awesome.
As
Would you
far as
listen to it again?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, bet.
And this is if I'm just like playing video games or
totally,
driving, like you said, on a road trip, listening to this at night on a road trip,
New Mexico core.
fucking beautiful.
dude, I was ripping it hella a couple of weeks ago, and I was grinding fucking Moon, Black Ops 1 Moon zombies, dude, and this is made for that.
Yeah.
shit, dude. Like the fucking it fits with that kind of aesthetic so fucking perfectly. You're sitting there, outside looking at the fucking earth, looking at the fucking stars in the background and shit. Like that is like should be the fucking soundtrack for that map specifically.
Yeah.
Right.
But
That's-
yeah,
yeah.
that kind of thing is like playing video games,
Like anytime, like back in like 2020 when I was kind of getting into Godspeed You Black Emperor, like I would listen to that over and over playing video games because it is so
sparse.
yeah, it's so kind of subtle, and it's something you can digest while focusing on something else.
Right.
And like there is
That's the
something
best
to be,
way to listen to it, I think.
and that's the thing. There is something to be said about listening to it with your eyes closed and just letting it take you on a journey. But like practically for me, I don't really enjoy doing that to this kind of stuff. I would rather be doing something else
yeah.
while listening to it, and I feel like I get a great experience out of it.
Well,
so.
you need other maybe substances.
means.
Dude,
other ways of modulating your consciousness. That is another very good way to listen to this kind of record.
Yeah, I'm sure.
If you're
gonna
close your eyes and and
listening
really
this
focus on it,
yeah,
you gotta have some brain stimulating
incredibly
substances
legal
involved.
substances.
Yes.
Oh yeah, but
To listen to this.
Leaf, would you listen to it again?
Yes, I actually listen to this shit all the time.
Yeah, I
Like,
fucking
anytime I'm not doing anything like in particular in my room where I'm just chilling in there, like I'll just throw this on in the background just to chill because it's just nice just
I
to
put
have on and shit.
I put Leaf onto this a while ago.
Yeah, this album.
When I first fucking listened to it, like probably a year ago almost.
Yeah, and I just started playing Baldur's Gate. So this is
Oh,
also
yeah, dude.
fucking honestly right up the valley. Like as I'm playing it, makes me feel even
hell
more
yeah.
like I'm a fucking paladin warlock, fucking
Yes.
slaying goblins
Love it.
for treasure.
Totally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to listen to this kind of record. With if you get a good video game or get like a road trip or something where you're fucking driving, looking at mountains,
Yeah.
Or
it totally like adds to any of that kind of enigmatic kind of experience. Like that kind of video game.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Baldur's Gate, Leaf, I got right over there. I got a couple D&D books.
Oh shit!
You want
I
to start
actually-
playing?
I want to play D&D IRL so bad. I've never
Yeah,
done it.
I want to do it
Fucking
for
do
like
it.
content. Like we wouldn't do it like every week. We'd do it like once a month or something.
Yeah.
But I think it would be
No,
fun
I'd
to
be super fucking down.
to do.
That's why I
So-
wanted to get Baldur's Gate so bad.
Yeah.
So I was like, bro, this is like the only opportunity I'll have to actually ever
Yeah.
experience fucking D&D. bro.
Absolutely.
Jake, final opinion.
I really loved this album. I went into it with zero expectations whatsoever, and it blew them all out of the fucking water, dude. I thought this album was so sick. I have listened to it, I think, 3 times now. I really like their most recent album, too. I've listened to a little bit of their album before this one. And yeah, I really like it. I really like this album. I would listen to it again. I would give it, if I gave it an out of 10, I would give it an 8.5 out of 10.
If you, Jerry, for a guy like you that's not super as much into the ambient stuff, you should check out their new record because their new record is like, incorporates a lot of ambient stuff as well, but it is, it's literally like a total fucking mixed bag, dude.
Yeah.
So sick. It's
Is
like
that the one you were showing that was like death metal and then just
Pink
straight
Floyd.
up
yeah,
like David
and then they
Gilmour
go to
playing?
fucking David Gilmour, fucking Pink Floyd, dude.
Yeah.
It's so fat.
What I like about, I guess it's not really ambient music, it's all in the psych rock realm of stuff, but stuff like Waxfang or Pink Floyd, just stuff where they'll have,
It gets somewhere.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I totally understand the feeling of like isolation that you feel that this album presents to you. I also think that like something like La La Land by Waxfang does that for me, a very similar feeling while also keeping my own noggin interested in the woven pattern, and
So that's a good album,
that's
too.
something
That's a great
that
album.
I personally just that doesn't attract me about ambient music. Something like Dark Side, I know that's like the greatest album of all time, blah 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 blah. We've already talked about that, but it's like that album perfectly just takes you on that same journey,
Right.
while
I get it,
also having while also like not being too long, not being too short.
Right.
Waxfang does a very similar thing where it keeps you on these big journeys of just like sound collages, and then it pulls back, and then it speeds up.
Right.
It's just something.
Yeah.
And I never sit still anyways, and that's personally why I can't get into ambient music is just because I can't sit still. Yeah, I'm always
Totally fair.
I'm always doing something in some capacity with my hands or feet.
Yeah.
Sitting still is so incredibly difficult for me.
Yeah.
That's why I put this album on when I was driving.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I would love to be able to just sit there in my room and be able to just like stare at the ceiling and experience it.
Right.
But if I'm sitting somewhere for more than 10 minutes, then I start to get really antsy. And
Yeah.
it's like even just like when we rip the cast,
Right.
just like sitting here and just conversating, it's just like, oh fuck, okay, I need to, you know,
Yeah,
just like yesterday at the show when everybody was sitting. I've done that at those house shows, and I cannot do that.
Really?
Like just sitting there and watching the people perform, I just physically cannot do that. I will get anxious.
Really?
If I just sit, you know, which is just, you know.
I wanted to sit. I liked.
Well, and that's you know, everybody has their own thing,
Right,
You know?
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, you know, so that's why it's easier for me to just like stand up and watch those singer-songwriter shows.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
just
you
stand.
should definitely
you
check
know,
out their new record
I'm
because
gonna
it's
check it out.
exactly what you're describing. Where it uses a lot of these atmospheres, but in more of a they cycle through stuff way quicker.
Mm.
There's
And
actual songs in between.
yeah, and like there's like a big ambient part in like the first song, and then it leads into the next song, and it gets fucking heavy right away. So like, yeah, you definitely check out Absolute Elsewhere.
Yeah.
I'm
Because
gonna check out.
that record is like, it's like the best parts of this, and then there's like a lot of like 70s prog, and then like Pink Floyd kind of, and like straight up fucking traditional death metal, all fucking wrapped into one thing somehow.
Yeah.
And it fucking makes sense, which makes no sense that it
Love
should.
that.
But it's
like
that-
the
Absolute Elsewhere is one of the best fucking records that I've heard in a
it's
long
called Absolute
fuck-
Elsewhere. I
Absolute
love that.
Elsewhere.
That's a
Yeah,
cool
the
name.
fucking here. I'll show you
That's a great name.
the
Oh, meow meow.
Oh, baby girl.
For the listeners,
look at the
But the,
the new cat is
the
getting comfortable.
album cover.
Oh, that's
Girl,
dope. I
she's
love that.
comfortable.
The album
That's
cover is
super cool.
so fat.
That is
bro.
super dope.
So
The-
okay, so let me
Yeah.
get real quick. Let me tell you the story about this fucking album cover. So they I forget what stuff that he did before. There was one specific like piece of art that he did before. I can't remember, but it's this old, like, he's in like his late 60s. He's completely disconnected from the internet, and the only way that they could get in contact with him was like through his sister. And they like got in contact somehow, and they like sent him the record, like a CD, and he like ended up saying yes to it, and he's fucking spat this shit out first fucking try, dude. So fat, bro. Hold up. Come on. But yeah, that literally spat that shit out, and it's so like, it's so perfect in comparison to all their other artworks. It's fucking so sick. But yeah, their artwork is so.
It's really cool.
You
I
know
love the artwork.
Do you know who does their art? Like, is it someone we could even reach out to?
No,
potentially?
probably not,
Like-
dude. They had to like jump through 5 fucking hoops to even get in contact with this dude.
Oh, really?
Wild.
So yeah, which sucks. But yeah, and evidently a lot of their other art they actually didn't even commission. They just found it on the internet and asked for permission to use it.
Oh, that's
I love
fucking
that.
dope.
Nice.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, I mean that's also I mean
Does
That's
that include
that's a
Timewave Zero?
path.
yeah.
Oh
that
wow.
we could
Every
take.
every single piece of art as far as that, maybe not for well no, they said it, so somehow they must have fucking found artwork for what is it, Slave Species of the Gods. Here, I'll
The one with
pull
the
it up.
alien on it?
Yes.
The album names are super cool.
Right.
Hidden History of the Human Race. That's the fucking album.
That shit,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the
album
that's the
cover's
other one. I was
fucking
gonna
Yeah,
say.
yeah. This album is
That album's gnarly. as fuck.
ridiculously fucking heavy. But yeah, I guess somehow they found that on the fucking internet
Wild.
and
That's
asked
fucking
them
dope.
for permission. It's literally perfect.
That is a good
That's
album
definitely a
cover, too.
pathway that we could go for
Yeah.
artwork that we need is just
I mean, maybe,
Good way to
Ask
fucking
and-
save money too
Yeah.
if you do it right.
but fuck. I don't know. I need to look more into that. I feel like they would have had to commission that shit. That's too perfect for the fucking.
just
Maybe.
look around.
Some retro
Do some
80s art
shopping.
is actually fucking insane. Like, there's some underground artists from the 80s that were doing some crazy sci-fi H.R. Geiger horror shit.
Well,
that
and
just,
there's-
like,
Yeah,
never
I'd be
got
down as
seen.
fuck if
That
we can
was the
find
name I
something
was
that
looking
works.
For. There was some art you were showing, and I was like, HR guy, what was his name?
H.R. Geiger.
HR Geiger. That's right.
Yeah.
That's the one that does like the
Alien and
super
shit.
like
Yeah.
post-human kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me look this
Gnarly.
up.
Like all the xenomorph and alien concept arts are based around H.R. Geiger.
Yeah,
shit.
he's really fucking cool. Didn't he go insane?
Oh,
Yeah.
damn,
he's like
bro.
he's actually one of the most insane fucking artists, like hands down, in the history of mankind.
Okay, so this, I think he did some stuff for this band called Leviathan.
He also designed the mic stand for Korn.
Dude, this shit is so fat.
I know
There's
there's a
some
lot
shit
of
Korn
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of bands in the 80s and 90s too, though. Like a lot of the iconic art, like you know how Hypnosis does like a lot of that art and stuff, but a lot of it they do before a band even puts out an album, and the record company just has the catalog. And like, I think it's the Nevermind cover that Nirvana didn't even have anything to do with. They had already
Really?
just had that, and they just put the Nirvana.
That's
not
crazy,
true.
dude.
Oh, damn.
Is that not true?
No,
That's what. Okay.
no, that whole album cover was Kurt Cobain's idea.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
With
Okay.
the little cock floating in
Yeah.
the
That makes sense because didn't they do
Little
a
cock
photo
baby?
shoot in that same pool of the actual band, like underwater? You seen
I'm
what I'm
not
talking
sure
about?
that, but yeah, I'm fairly certain that whole thing was Kurt Cobain's idea.
Jake,
What's up?
what do you got?
Oh, for the album of the week,
Yeah.
"Sailing the Seas of Cheese" by
I love it.
Okay.
Classic.
classic
I'm
fucking
well
record, dude.
versed.
Okay.
Nice, dude. We've all
That's-
listened to that.
That's
Yeah.
that's my favorite Primus album, and
That album is
there's a lot of
fucking
deep cuts
wonderful.
on there I always forget about, and
Sergeant Baker.
yeah,
It's a great album.
11.
Actually,
What's
yeah,
that? What
I
album is
can't talk.
DMV on, bro?
DMV's
Frizzle Fry?
It might be Pork Soda. It is Pork Soda, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Frizzle Fry is a great album too.
DMV
Frizzle Fry is
is
my favorite.
Yeah, that's a
DMV's
great
fucking
album.
crazy.
I can
You
be
said
so
Frizzle Fry's your
fat.
favorite?
Yeah.
Oh, word.
They don't play DMV lives. It's too hard.
Oh,
Probably.
that's funny.
Well, I
So
mean, they got their
sick.
new drummer, so I mean,
Yeah, their new drummer's fucking crazy.
Dude, okay,
he's
so
good.
speaking of that, their new fucking drummer, dude, Dustin knows that fucking guy.
Oh,
My-
really?
of course he does.
My manager at work, yeah, he knows that guy, bro. He's like been fucking like just every once in a while, like he's just kind of knows him through social media and shit because they do similar content.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's fucking known that guy and been talking to him for like years.
Jake,
Nice.
you didn't
That's
get the
crazy.
part?
Fucking crazy,
Huh?
bro.
You didn't get the part?
Oh no, because I mean,
Oh.
well, number one, I'm me, and number two, well, no, I should say
You'd
number
be
one.
able to do it. You'd
Listen,
be able to do
all
it.
I'm
bro.
saying is number one, I'm not the guy that got the job, and number two, after I submitted my videos and whatnot, like I submitted my videos just to say like I fucking hit up Primus basically.
Yeah, you did it.
I took it not seriously at all. And after like maybe a couple weeks, they sent out an email to everybody that submitted videos and stuff and was basically like, we've gotten so many submissions, we can't keep track of them all. We're asking you, instead of emailing them now, to upload them to YouTube with a hashtag. Don't actually cover Primus songs because that's not what we're looking for. Yeah, it's cool if you have crazy chops, but like we're not necessarily looking for that either. We're making sure that you can like jam in that musical space and like, you know, we can be a good fit improvisationally wise. Like it's like, yeah, it's cool if you can play the stuff, but like there's more to it than that.
Right.
And it was basically just like asking everybody to re-audition by uploading their videos to YouTube. And then I think inside of that they might have had like a couple other stipulations they asked for, but I was like,
Too much. Wasn't worth it.
yeah, I was like, you know, I'm happy with what I got going on.
You got it. I thought maybe you were just shy.
Well, that too.
And
But like,
well, like, and that you just didn't want to tell us. You were like, yeah, it's no big deal.
Did they hit you up again, or what?
no, I was just saying
Missed
they
that.
they sent out a mass email a couple weeks after they put out like all the tryout info, and they were basically like, we have so many submissions, we can't keep track of them all. Upload them on YouTube under this hashtag, and don't just cover Primus songs because that's not what we're looking for.
Right,
Like,
right.
And like, yeah, it's cool if you have crazy chops, but that's not what we're looking for either. And it was like, yeah, if you feel so inclined, just re-upload your stuff on YouTube with a hashtag, and that's how we'll be searching for videos. And I was like,
Yeah, that's fair. But
yeah.
I mean, it's crazy that it's not. They picked a dude that's not even hasn't been in like a big band.
Right.
He's just a random
Yeah.
fucking dude.
Yeah, like they had the
Right.
drummer La Special, they had the fucking drummer Mars Volta and Thundercat. They had the fucking Stuart Copeland was there, Danny Carey was there. I don't know if they were just getting videos of them to promote it or
Right.
if they were
Sure
actually
they were.
auditioning.
But at the
But
same
the way
time,
that they interpret it in the video made it kind of like an average viewer could be like, "Oh, is fucking Danny Carey or Stuart Copeland
Right.
auditioning right now?"
Right.
yeah,
Right.
and like Danny Carey, I feel like if Danny Carey wanted to be in Primus, then Danny Carey would be in Primus.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
he just didn't want to be in Tool and Primus.
Yeah.
you know,
Stuart
God
Copeland,
forbid those schedules line up, and fucking Stuart Copeland is
I mean,
a
he
fucking
already has a
Stuart,
band with Les Claypool, so it doesn't even really like
right, and
fucking
Stuart
matter. He is
Copeland
that.
is a geezer. Now,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah, for
mean?
sure.
Like, I love Stuart Copeland. Stuart Copeland's a fucking fantastic drummer, but also at the same time, like, Stuart Copeland and Primus. Danny Carey makes more sense, but Stuart Copeland, that's just
I
kind
could
of
see
an odd.
Stuart
Well, I mean,
Copeland doing
Danny
it.
Carey's pretty fucking old, dude. Danny Carey's in his mid-60s.
Yeah,
So I don't know how old Stuart
Yeah.
Copeland
he's in
is.
his 70s.
And then fucking
Oh, damn, okay.
in
Yeah.
Oysterhead, Stewart's fucking riffing off of Les. It is
Yeah.
crazy.
No,
as
Stuart
fuck.
Copeland fucks for sure. Just
Yeah, those dudes probably would have got the gig if they
right.
wanted the gig.
Yeah.
They-
Right.
You know.
They probably just didn't want to set aside all that time because Primus is
Busy
on the
as
road
fuck
all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Plus, that's cool that it's just some guy because
Yeah.
now it's like
Yeah.
he is now going to be a
It is a
you
really
know,
inspiring story. and I'm
household name in the rock scene now.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally,
And
dude.
like I'm really, 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 really looking forward to like watching his progress, like with Primus and seeing like the
He
first live
rips.
videos.
Yeah, he's
Fucking
Yeah.
rips.
Like I'm really excited to hear his interpretations if he does everything note for note. Probably not. I'm sure Les Claypool was like, "Hey, play how it's supposed to go, but like, you know, do your own thing too."
I've already seen some of his covers on his Instagram. He does add a bunch of shit like
That's
on all this
sick.
shit, and it sounds cool as
That's
fuck.
sick,
It
dude.
sounds super sick.
I honestly like haven't watched any of his stuff. I just like heard his name for the first time when it came out that he like got the job, but you know, I know he can play just by the fact that he got the fucking gig for Primus,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I'm definitely going to like look into him and probably feel like I should practice some more. You know? But no, dude, it's super hype, dude. I can't wait to see Primus back out there. I kind of am kicking myself in the ass now for never seeing them play a full show with Tim Alexander, but you know,
Damn.
such is life,
Yeah.
you know?
Tim's a legend.
Yeah,
dude.
I saw them with when they were touring with Slayer in like 2017 or something.
Yeah, but I wanted to see them on a headline tour, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah.
Like, that
But
would've
it
been
was
sick.
funny, dude. That like they fucking blew Slayer off the stage.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
They were so much heavier than even Slayer was, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, hot take. I'm probably not even. Paul Bostoff is not a good fucking drummer, dude. He kind of sucks, bro.
I have opinions about Paul Bostaff. but
He's kind of
you
bad,
know them.
dude. He's kind of bad, bro.
You know how I feel about Paul Bostaff.
Like, dude, just use a double kick pedal, dude. If you just like I get, fucking Tom Ray's probably telling you, you gotta fucking do it traditional, but I mean, fuck, dude. He's not good enough for that band, in my opinion.
I mean, like the last time I saw him with Slayer, he was pretty good, but when we saw him with Kerry King, I was like, ooh, dude.
Yeah,
That was
bro.
like I was surprised. Like I've never thought Paul Bostaff was bad. I just don't think he's Slayer's best drummer, and like I feel like
I think Jake
anytime I've
Victor's
seen-
Slayer's best drummer.
Yes.
I think
Not
I
a
think
chance,
to be
dude.
I think he's just too limited by the single pedal in Slayer, because they make him use one pedal, bro. Like he,
don't.
well, I mean, for like the most obviously for the double kick stuff, he's using two, but for
Right.
like any other shit, like as far as I know, like they're like always use one pedal unless you have to use the double pedal. Like for the like I don't know, like for the
Like
yeah, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like not that like you have to use a double pedal there, but he's just
Yeah.
loose. He's too fucking loose,
Yeah.
especially with that beat that I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, like back when he first took over for Dave Lombardo, like he fucking ripping. But like I don't know, when he came back after Dave Lombardo left, like 10 or 12 years ago or whenever it was, I feel like it was just kind of, at least when I saw him in 2015 and 2019, it just kind of like got worse.
Yeah, bro.
And yeah, they're getting old for sure. You know, like no doubt about that. I mean, like I'm sure Dave Lombardo himself would also say like, yeah, I can't play South of Heaven like I could when I was like 25, you know.
Right, obviously.
But still, like, Dave Lombardo is still pretty fucking tight and can play the same tempo for the most part.
What do you think? I think Dave Lombardo is the best drummer out of all those fucking.
Oh, 100%.
Big
I
Four
feel
drummers.
like of all the Big Four drummers,
And then
not just Slayer drummers, of all Big Four drummers.
It's,
yeah, I
Lars.
mean, I think he's better than probably anyone in the Big Four.
I would agree.
I would disagree. I would say Charlie Benante could play. Charlie
Anthrax.
Benante could easily play for Slayer, but Dave Lombardo could not play for Anthrax.
Really?
I will
I think
stand
he
by that
could.
100%.
Dave Lombardo used to play in Mr. Bungle. Their shit's
Yeah, I know that, but
complicated.
What makes you say that? I guess.
Charlie Benante is so slept on. I think just because Anthrax
Sucks.
in and of itself is heavily slept on, but Charlie Benante I think is objectively the best drummer in the most well-rounded drummer out of everybody in the Big Four. Everybody knows how Lars plays. Take your pick of Megadeth
The
drummers
best.
because they all play differently. Dave Lombardo is very much all single strokes on the kick and the snare, with some exceptions. Yes, obviously.
Which is crazy, the fact that he plays shit that clean, that it's all single strokes, dude.
Yeah, dude, unbelievable. And he's also ambidextrous too, so I've seen videos of him just leading with his left hand for fun.
Oh, really? That's so fun.
Fucking unbelievable.
That's great.
Unbelievable.
Does he have 2 hi-hats or what?
No.
Oh, he just plays open-handed?
Yeah, or
What
if
the
he's
fuck?
doing some crazy 16-note single stroke shit
Right.
on the hi-hat, he'll lead with his left hand.
Weird. It's crazy.
But everything still lines up the same as if he was playing it right-handed. You know what I mean?
Nuts, dude.
Anyway, fucking long story long. Yeah, I think Charlie Benante just definitely has the most chops. He could play anything just like Dave Lombardo for sure, but I don't necessarily think that Dave Lombardo could just the same way play Charlie Benante's parts. I mean, I could see Dave Lombardo adding his own spin and filling in for Charlie Benante, but I feel Charlie Benante could fucking play note for note Dave Lombardo's parts. I don't think the same thing the
Right.
other way around.
Makes sense.
I'm not saying Dave Lombardo is worse by any capacity. I just think that Charlie Benante is definitely a more well-studied drummer.
If
You know
only
what
he
I
was in a
mean?
better
Mhm.
band, then people would recognize him more,
Well, I mean, I guess he technically is in Pantera now, but I mean, Vinnie Paul also was less technical than Charlie Benante.
Right. It was more about his tone and how he
Vinnie Paul?
Yeah, how
Yeah,
he
Vinnie
played
Paul
in
just
general.
hit a fucking dump truck on steroids, dude.
I always wondered how the fuck were they getting that kick tone back in the day, dude? Back in the that
I don't know. I
clicky-
remember watching something about with their engineer talking about it, but yeah, that was definitely
I
ahead
think
of its time.
they never really gave the sauce. They were always kind of vague about it. There's always
Yeah.
this fucking mystique about are they putting fucking quarters on the fucking kick or on the beater or something
right.
It was always a fucking mystery how they got that
Yeah.
sound for sure.
I've always loved Vinnie Paul's fucking kick tone, dude. It's just fucking
So fat, bro.
Call of Duty hitbox. Fucking
Yes. I feel like he was kind of Pantera was kind of the band that made that kind of drum
100%.
sound.
100%.
Yeah. They were the first band that had the real clicky kick drum and that
Yeah.
kind of almost sampled kind of drum sound just because fucking Vinny hit like a truck.
Yeah, 100%.
I like Neil Peart.
I fucking love Neil Peart, but
Everyone likes
also
Neil
we
Peart.
have to have been going for 2 hours, right? We should probably wrap it up. Yeah.
Nah, a little over an hour.
A little over an hour?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
We started it at 42 minutes from the initial conversation we had, and we're at an hour 49 right now.
We can cut it. It's
Which
fine.
I'm fine with cut it. But before we go, Jake, when we were talking about sketches,
Yeah.
I wanted to save it for the podcast. It just reminded me of
Sketches the album?
the sketch list that I have.
Oh, okay.
And chimps dressed as children wielding guns.
Dude, I wish
Who
I
would
could
they
hear
be
that for
shooting
the
at?
first
I
time
don't
again
know.
because that shit had me fucking crying. Dude.
Because
That was
sometimes I just
funny
have
as
stupid
fuck.
phrases in my head, and I'm like, it seems like it would be a good sketch. Because Jake and I had the idea, or Jake came up with the idea when we were driving to San Diego because they had a police check stop.
They had a border patrol fucking checkpoint. dude.
That's what it was. And we were talking about smuggling McRibs out of season.
Yeah. We were just talking about all the fucking ridiculous shit they could be looking for, and I was like, imagine if they busted you for having McRib out of season.
The children dressed as apes shooting guns or whatever. That sounds like a fucking scene out of fucking Magical Mystery Tour, dude.
Well, I have chimps dressed as children wielding guns, and then right below that I have children dressed as chimps wielding cocaine on guns.
Yeah, this sounds like Magical Mystery Tour scenes, dude.
There was one idea that I had, and then I remember Tim and Eric did that already on their show.
Yeah.
But there was a text that Jeff sent out one time. I don't remember if it was a text or if he was just saying that he wishes there was just a hole below his seat in the car so he could just shit while he's driving. And then I had an idea for a poop tube going out the car, and then I remember that Tim and Eric already they have like a bit where like they have a tube with like a cone at the end at the like, and it's like, oh, if all the toilets are occupied, you can just shit in the urinal by like just going up to the urinal and it shoots the poop out of the tube into the urinal.
Where would you
That's
stand, though, to take a shit?
Over the urinal, but the whole bit, like, it has like poop dripping on the guy's face. It's not shooting out completely.
Have you guys ever shat standing up?
I've definitely taken a shit, like...
I mean, squatting.
Yeah, like...
No, like full on standing.
No,
No, because then
not.
your cheeks are clenched together. And
Yeah.
then
Well, okay.
you're going to have
like,
shit all over your cheeks and thighs.
I don't think that's
okay.
really
Lois,
possible.
you're being shallow and pedantic.
No, I've
Obviously,
never
at a
shat-
fucking point where you could feasibly squeeze a turd out of
What
your
do you
ass.
what do you
You have
mean?
to be laying
There's
down
no-
at least for a...
Yeah, I guess.
you would have to be squatting.
Slightly squatting, I guess.
I mean, like...
That would be impossible.
I mean, I've kind of done it, like...
God.
Forget I asked, dude. Cut this,
Physiologically,
cut
I don't
this,
think
dude.
you can do that.
Yeah, okay. Have you ever taken a shit standing like that?
I'm sure I have, like in the woods or something. I don't know.
That's
Jesse,
that's a
awesome,
best,
dude.
That's a best opportunity to really take a real natural shit in the woods where you squat down like a fucking true, you know,
Fucking troglodyte.
Human.
yeah, a true natural human. Because really,
Rad,
that's
dude.
why shit like the squatty potty exists.
Yeah, you're not supposed to like completely
Yeah,
sit.
bro.
Like,
I
it's
fucking have hemorrhoids because I fucking am not shitting the way God intended, bro.
same,
Yeah.
dude. I fucking a lot of times at the end of a long day at work, I'm like, I go up to my coworkers and I'm like, I got a big old tube of Preparation H with my name on it at home.
Yeah, bro. We need to
Sick,
get a
dude.
squatty
Alright.
potty, dude, for
We
real.
do need
Because
to,
like,
yeah.
Squatty potty stand till I fucking die.
Yeah, those
dude,
things are good.
That changed
sometimes
the way I shit for life.
sometimes I'll literally I'll fucking take the like the what do you call it, the fucking trash can, and take the fucking bag out of the trash can and then fucking use it as a squatty potty and fucking like prop my legs up on that shit when I'm like super constant. Have you guys ever
Wait,
done that?
what are you talking? Oh,
Like,
use it. I thought you were talking about shitting into the trash can
No,
bag.
no, like
And I
using
was
the
like,
trash
what the
can.
fuck are you
using
talking
the trash
about?
can to like prop your legs up, dude. I've
no,
done that several
I've
times.
Done that. And like because growing up, I had a bunch of younger siblings my entire adolescence. So they had the little like stool that children are able
that's
to
the
like.
best, bro.
Yeah. So then I'm able
That's
to
the
like put
best.
my feet up on that while I'm pooping.
That's the
And
best. That is the fucking by far. We need to get one of those at least. If we don't get a fucking squatty potty.
Yeah,
dude, 'cause
I'd be down
fuck.
for that. I do need a squatty potty.
Yeah. we
Pooping
need one of those, dude.
ergonomics. All right, next time on Cosatomicast.
We're ending it on a poop note.
We sure are. We're ending it on a brown note, brother. Everybody
Nice,
listen to
nice.
Sailing the Seas of Cheese by Primus.
Nice.
Jesse,
bro.
do you have anything to say about poop? Nothing at all?
Nothing.
No opinion?
No.
All right, we gotta end it there. That was a perfect ending.
Goodbye.
Beautiful.
Toodles.
Ugh.